blues greats.
Yeah.
I've played with
Mick
Taylor from the old Rolling Stones, John McVie from Fleetwood Mac, you know.
Fantastic. You like it?
Oh, I love it.
How'd you get started?
Well, my dad has a closet full of albums, literally a closet full, and I've always been around the music, but I've never really listened to it, enjoyed listening to it until 3 years ago, and then I started playing drums to it, a little guitar, because my dad makes guitars, so I steal a couple of his guitars and, you know, play. And that's how I got interested in it. And then for my birthday one day, he bought me a guitar and a little harmonica, and of course the guitar is a little bit more than the harmonica, but I started playing the harmonica more than the guitar, and that's how I got interested in it. Just it grew on me like a wart or something.
Yes. When did you get your first big break, would you say, professionally?
I'd say when I was about 11, and the first time I ever played on stage was when I was 11, and it was with Buddy Guy and Junior Wells. And my dad made Buddy Guy a guitar, so we're good friends with him, but you know, he never really knew I played. And one day he just pulled me up on stage, and it was like, uh-oh. But, you know.
You'd only been playing 6 months, I understand, when he pulled you up on stage.
So it was a real shock to me.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do it, but I wasn't ready for it, you know.
Yeah, but once you did it, then they couldn't get you off stage.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Well, we'd love to hear you play right now, John, and we'll bring in your guitar accompaniment, John Garcia. Come on in, John. And if you don't mind, go ahead. Play us something.
Great.
Nice! Oh my goodness, that was marvelous.
Thank you.
How do you feel about playing like that? I mean, does it give you a certain, like, are you in another world, sort of, when you do?
Yeah, definitely. I don't really know I'm playing exactly what note I'm playing or anything. I'm just doing it, you know.
Do you read music?
Kind of. You could say that. I'm not. I'm more of a improvisational person, so I don't read it all the time. You know, like I don't go on stage and read it. You know,
you're very lucky. Truly, because a lot of people have to have the music in front of them. I am one. I don't, you know, I can't play by ear. Like,
well, it's good to know to learn the music. It's good to know it.
Yeah.
But it's also good to know you can improvise too, because sometimes some people learn and they by the music, reading the music, and then they can't solo, they can't improvise, and then it's the other way around sometimes.
All right, well, John, little John Chrisley, I don't want to call you that. You are so great. Right now, I can imagine what the future holds for you. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. You got some gigs coming up in the future. People can look you up. All right, thank you very much. And now let's get the weather and a little bit of traffic and etc. from Bob McCarthy. He's up in Helicopter 4. Bob?
Well, we'll give you a comment, too. Boy, that little John can sure chase that music around, can he? Holy mackerel.
That's incredible. musicians say you can't learn them, you have to live them. You're listening to the sounds of blues virtuoso Little John Chrisley. He began playing the harmonica when he was 11 and became a master of the blues harp. What's incredible about Little John Chrisley now is that he's only 13 years old. California is a paradise for music lovers. No one enjoys it more than 13-year-old John Chrisley Jr.
Most kids his age wake up to the loud, raunchy sound of rock and roll. But John prefers to start his mornings with some good, clean music. He recalls how it all began.
The first song I started to learn was Oh Susanna. I was working on different techniques, how to play it.
He locked himself in his room literally until he had a couple of numbers down pretty pat.
John's abilities as a harmonica player began to develop. He spent hours a day in his room with his dad's record collection.
As time progressed, we just got more and more into anything that he felt he wanted to do, and it got better and better as we went along. So we just have a good old time just practicing together and kind of jamming together, just like musicians do.
The harmonica is real important to me. I don't know what I'd do without it. It's like a right hand to me. Everything I do with it. Everything.
John's not kidding when he says everything. Here he combines music and sports to create his version of basketball blues. But it's his opponents who are singing the blues, not John. John has even turned the street corner into his stage. He was too young to enter the San Francisco Battle of the Harmonicas.
But he was invited up on stage from the audience. He played so well, he was asked to perform with the other harmonica players in the closing jam session. Since then, John has become a crowd pleaser at clubs all over Northern California.
The lists of artists he's played with reads like a blues hall of fame. Muddy Waters, Bo Diddley, Junior Wells, Canned Heat, and John Mayall.
John is tuning up for tonight's performance. He'll be featured at one of San Francisco's top blues clubs.
John's father is his biggest fan, and it's a good thing he is. John is not even old enough to enter the club alone. But no one seems to notice his age once he takes the stage.
I'd like to introduce tonight's special guest, one of the world's youngest and finest harmonica players, Little John Chrisley. Let's have a real nice hand for him.
See John on stage, it's fantastic. It really is. It's has a feeling as big as all outdoors. It's kind of like a dream come true, especially when he's been with some of the artists that I feel walk on water. I see my own son, 13 years old, he's up there playing with these people and having a darn good time, and they're looking at him the same way, having a good time.
The crowd's excitement builds as John jams with the great harmonica player Rick Kellogg.
The first time I heard John, I was kind of scared that all that good sound was coming out of such a little body, and it was unbelievable to, you know, for a child that young to sound so good.
Despite the age difference, John is a rising young star in one of America's oldest forms of music.
By the sound of things, John Chrisley should be around for a very long time.
What you are listening to is a very talented young musician by the name of Little John Chrisley. He has managed in a very short time to set the musical world on its ear with his ability